Hi, and welcome to Crafty Concepts with Erin. Today I'm going to use this paper pack called I Heart Us by Close to My Heart. It's brand new and just launched January 1st. I'm going to use these two photos of my mom on this layout because I think that the colors and the flowers and the feel of these pictures is just going to coordinate beautifully with this paper pack. As you can see, all the fun, vivid colors and florals and hearts are just going to go perfectly with these photos because of the colors and flowers in the picture. And most importantly, my mom is one of my best friends and she truly makes me happy. So when I saw this title here, I thought, how perfect. This is just going to help tell my story. This is the adhesive backed sequins, and there's several different tones and colors in there. The black shimmer trim, which is an adhesive backed, kind of like a ribbon. The kit also comes with these chipboard complements and also these coordinating stickers. Just all sorts of fun quotes and embellishments to help make your page pop. And this is kind of fun. You can cut these shapes out or just use the cardstock on the back, and there's two of these sheets in the kit. It does come with a blueprint and cutting guide to create these three design layouts. I think these layouts are great, but I'm going to kind of go my own way today, so we'll just set that aside. There are a beautiful array of colors from black, bluebird, canary, lagoon, mint, pixie, raspberry, sweet leaf, and thistle. As you can see, there is several different design patterns and colors that come in the kit. And then if you turn them over on the other side, you have a whole nother set of options. Each cardstock piece has, a different pattern on each side. Okay, let's get started. So I usually begin each layout by placing my photos and coming up with the basic design structure for the layout. Then I'm going to bring in patterned paper just to start building up the backdrop and photo mat for these pictures. So we'll tuck this in there. I like to kind of get everything laid out before I glue anything down because you may move things along as you go. So I'm going to measure halfway in between this strip so I can go ahead and use my micro tip scissors and dovetail each end of this strip. It usually comes out pretty even this way. I know there's fancy cutting tools out there, but this seems to work for me. We'll just nestle that right in there. So as I talked about in the beginning, there's this title, You Make My Heart Happy, that we can cut out. I'll go ahead and work on that so you don't have to watch the whole process. So back to layering up this paper with more of the patterned paper. I just love the kits because everything just kind of goes together and blends, and this page is so fun because there's a way to work with a lot of color. I have boys and usually don't get to use the pinks and purples and fun, bright, vivid colors like that. Okay. My mom is wearing a blue sweater, so I'm going to bring in more of the lovely blue color with this patterned paper. We'll get that tucked in right next to her to highlight that blue color in the photo. So I'm feeling pretty content with how this page is coming together. Before I move on with the embellishments, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and get all the patterned paper adhered. I'm using my Tombow tape runner, which is really nice because it is a permanent adhesive, but you have a little bit of time to reposition if something doesn't go down straight on the paper or you decide you don't want to use it. It's also refillable, so that's always nice. Less waste is good. So as I go through here, I'm just going to get all these tacked down. So as I said, Again, my mom and I took this trip over to Half Moon Bay, which is in California. We do this every year around Mother's Day, and it's just a great way to kick off the summer gardening season. Half Moon Bay has incredible nurseries, and so we go and we load our car up with all these pretty flowers and plants, and then come back and spruce up our yards. Again, just to kind of celebrate the fact that summer has arrived. If you ever get a chance to stop in, it's worth the trip. So we'll go ahead and get all the cardstock tucked in. Once we have everything down, we can start bringing in the embellishments and the title. So we'll go ahead and get these letters into place. You can use a tape runner on the back of the letters, but sometimes it's a bit tricky because of their size. So I'm going to go ahead and use this craft glue to tack these down and get them into place. Sometimes, like I said, it's just, you can use a tape runner, but it's hard to get onto the tiny letters. So once we get this title in place, we can then start bringing in our embellishments. I kind of decided that this lower corner needed more of that blue pattern paper. It just felt a little out of balance, off balance to me, and I wanted to just kind of put that blue in there to coordinate with the top. So I have these flower shapes and the heart shapes, and I'm just going to kind of disperse them about the page and see where I like them. I want to carry up this heart theme to the top, and then of course I always like to add the date, at least the month and the year. So we'll use this little chipboard shape to tuck the date right in the top there. I used my Dymo label maker to create these strip journaling blocks. This is a quick, easy way. You don't have to get on your computer. You can just use your portable label maker. And I don't always like my handwriting, so this is a way to add journaling and keep it tidy. So we'll get the journaling tacked down, and then I want to use this quote off of the zip strip. It says, "You make my world brighter," and it's just so perfect in describing my mom. So I felt that it went along with, it's the same size as my strip journaling I created on the top. So I'm just kind of looking over my embellishment sheet. I see this hole in my journaling that kind of bothers me, so I thought maybe I could bring in a few little elements, but I decided it's too busy, so I decided to leave it blank. Sometimes less is more, so I just go back and forth, you know, just placing things around, deciding, is it balanced, does it look good or not? So I'm going to go ahead and use these adhesive back sequins to add a little texture and sparkle to the page. I always like to put items like this in groups of like 3s, 5s, or 7s, odd numbers. So we'll just go ahead and get these kind of dispersed throughout the page. As you can see in the lower left corner, I have the pink color, and then the pink heart in the middle, and then the pink heart up to the right. And I feel that just helps draw your eye up through the layout. Now I'm adding a little bit of the Lagoon ink around the bottom of the page. It just finishes it off and adds a little dimension and depth to the page. I like to do this on a lot of my photos as well. After I've matted them, I'll just go around with a darker ink. I hope you're feeling inspired to create your own beautiful layouts with this fun, versatile kit. Again, it's called I Heart Us by Close to My Heart. This kit will be available through the month of April and can be purchased through my online store at craftyconceptswitherin.com.